Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 3 minutes past the hour on this 25th day of June. It is Work It Out Wednesday. We made it through Monday and Tuesday. Today is hump day. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, in the building from 100 BLK, the Black Station. You can catch us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. On YouTube, we're at 100 BLK Media, but everywhere else, we are at the JDMS. It's hashtag Truth Be Told, Joe Dupree Live. Your early morning wake up, get up. The early morning wake up crew is in the building. 4 minutes past the hour. Good morning, family. How are y'all doing? Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this with a friend. Woo! We are midway through, and it's almost end of June. July is right around the corner. This broadcast is being brought to you by DUBBY, Doobie Dubby, however you want to pronounce it. It is the energy drink that keeps us podcasters and us gamers going. You can go right now and get you some delicious flavors and get your gaming or your podcasting on at dubby.org or .com. You can go there and get your doobie a dubby. Tomato, potato, doobie a dubby. But you can go get it. I promise you. Also, we are sponsored by Ford, Ford. Yeah, the vehicle Ford. I drive Explorer, and you need to go test drive an Explorer or F-150 or a Mustang or one of the wonderful vehicles that your local Ford dealer has. I love Ford. They hire more American individuals to make automobiles than any other company in this country. So Ford, I love you because you keeping America going strong, that part. And it's built for tough. Yeah. And the Essence Music Festival of Culture. And where did Jax go? Jax was in the green room. I need Jax back. The Essence Music Festival of Culture is coming up. Yes, we are literally, hold on, let me tell you how close are we to Essence. We are very close. Very, very, very close. I got to look at dates and times. Actually, after this weekend, next weekend, it is the Essence Music Festival of Culture, 4th of July weekend in New Orleans. Yours truly will be in the building along with Alethea Crimmins from in the passenger seat with Alethea Crimmins, Miss CEO of Pimpin' Positivity, and Ignatius Carmouche. We will be in New Orleans giving you exclusive content and interviews. If you want your brand to be displayed at Essence and be a sponsor of what we're doing down at Essence, reach out to your boy. I got sponsorships going on, and it's very affordable. I'm helping all kind of folks out. I can put you in front of a lot of folks and at an affordable price. Just know that. Listen, when I come up in here, I'm never by myself. Never, 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 no, never. No, never. And I am so blessed that from my day one, this is my day one here. This is the life strategist, the author. This is my sister who is the spiritual conscience of this broadcast and has been since day one. Y'all put your hands together for my girl, Sister Jax is in the building. Sister Jax, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, y'all. Doing good. I'm doing much better. Still a little under the weather, but I got my drink. So swirling it around and gonna be sipping on it during the podcast. How you
That
feeling
part.
today, Joe?
Girl, I'm good. You know, it's funny. A lot of folks been reaching out after that little post I put out there last night. And that post, let me say something, y'all. Okay. We're gonna get into this post. It is 7 minutes past the hour. I'm doing fine, Jax.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to say what needs to be said, and it's not directed at anybody, it's directed at all of us, including myself.
That's right.
I had to look my good self in the mirror because I've been sitting here with all these great tools God has blessed me with.
Mhm.
Y'all don't know, it's not easy to wake up in the morning and do this broadcast. And guess what? To do it in the manner we do it, unlike a lot of folks who always try to tell you, oh, you can be a content creator with just this.
Mm.
I have a studio. I have a whole production studio.
Mm.
And congratulations, before I go into my rant and we go into the conversation for today, congratulations to the Southern University
Mm.
in Baton Rouge for an HBCU to now have their own multimedia studio and digital content
Ooh,
area. Listen, this is something big. This is
that's
something
right.
big. And to now have that as a curriculum that you
Yeah,
can be taught because people are making buku money doing this.
exactly.
Last night I literally sit down and watch for the first time in a long time a reality set because a person wants me to help produce some stuff. And I noticed people are making a lot of money just filming and talking everyday life. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
wow.
yep.
Okay.
That's right.
So
Go ahead, Southern.
yes, congratulations to Southern. Let's give them a round of applause. The Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a proud HBCU. You see, I have my Southern colors on this morning to celebrate
Hmm.
them accomplishing that.
Hmm.
Jax, I'm fine. How are you? And you said you're fine. You're getting better from the weather. I see you got your drink. What's in the drink?
Yes. So in the drink, I actually have kale, ginger, turmeric.
Okay.
I have some what's it called? The pink thing with the white seeds on it, with the black seeds on the inside, and it's white fleshy. A dragon fruit.
Okay, dragon
Yeah,
fruit.
dragon
Okay.
fruit.
Okay.
Some strawberries, blueberries. And I think that might be about it. Ginger, kale, turmeric. Um, oh yeah, a little bit of honey. Some flax seeds. And that's pretty much about it.
Okay.
You know what? A little mango. So just
Okay.
blend it on up. So I prepared it for myself, prepared it for my husband as he's preparing to get out the door to go to work, and make sure everybody's good. So
Your
that's
health
about it
is
for
your
that.
wealth. Your health
It
is your
sure
wealth.
is. It
Your
sure is.
health is your wealth.
Yep, I'm super excited. Tonight, my daughter will be the keynote speaker
Okay.
at a golf gala. She received a scholarship for college. She's a golf caddy, as many of you know, and she's a golfer, and she got a beautiful scholarship. So they asked her to speak. They're having an awards dinner for all the kids that received the
Hmm.
scholarship, and they said, "Hey, we would love for you to be the keynote speaker." So we're excited. My girl Miranda, oh my God, my girl Miranda is getting married tonight. So
Uh-oh.
yeah, so we're super excited about that. So my husband and I are trying to do a little double OT because we got to get
Okay.
to Olivia's thing at 6, but Miranda's wedding starts at 7. So Lord's will, the gala kind of
Y'all
rolls
gonna do the
along.
double up. Y'all
We
gonna
we
do the
we
double up.
trying to. We tried that. That's the goal. Miranda was like, "Girl, don't worry about it if you can't make it to the wedding." I'm like, "Girl, this is your wedding. I got to be there." Because she was one of the first people on deck when my husband and I got married. And
That's
that's
what
my
I'm talking about.
homegirl. So we've done a lot of work with Red Band, Do It All, Do Pray Kelly from Lords of the Underground, councilman of the West Ward in North New Jersey. So, we're super excited. So a busy full day. So I got to be
Okay.
better, y'all.
That's what I'm talking about. And we the early morning wake up, get up, wake up, wake up. It's 11 minutes past the hour. Okay. Jax is in North New Jersey. I'm in Lafayette, Louisiana. Two different cities, but we all deal with the same issues.
Yep.
It makes you understand that we have issues that are literally systemic
Mm-hmm.
to who we are, not where we are.
That's right.
I'm going to say that again. We
Yep.
have issues that are systemic to who we are, not necessarily where we are. So last night I did put out there, and people are still commenting on it. You can go to my page. I said long post alert because it was a long post. Had to get some things off my chest. Now, before I go into this and we start this conversation 12 minutes past the hour, sports will be coming up at the bottom of the hour. Alethea will be back tomorrow. Alethea had some things to take care of. That is the CEO of Pimpin' Positivity. She's always in the building. Of course, my man Sean P with the Sean P Experience. He comes in and gets us reading. That is important. I'm going to tell you why that is important. Because last night, as I was writing this, I realized something. Times have surely changed from when I got into media and got into communications and broadcasting. See, I got into this thing in the 80s. 1984 to be exact was the first
Wow.
time I donned a microphone and began to speak out on the airwaves. Back in 1984, you had to have some originality. You had to have some content. You had to be creative because we didn't have AI.
Who you telling? You
And
got
I
people
just
like, it
want to,
sounds like
I
geniuses.
want everybody, all these
Hmm.
because I got a lot of content creators that log in, watch my stuff, call me, talk to me. Y'all have a big advantage over what I had
Hmm.
because I didn't have a computer that I could put 4 words into and say, please produce me this whatever.
Yeah,
I had to use this. This was my AI.
that's right.
Either I had the ability to write on a typewriter, many of you don't even know what that animal
Ooh.
is.
Oh, wow.
I had to be able to get a pad and pen and create and write.
That's
I
right.
couldn't go to AI and say, hey, I need you to make me a dope rhyme. It give
Hmm.
me the dope rhyme, and then I just go in the studio and read it. And then all of a sudden
Hmm.
you think I'm the coldest rapper alive. No, I had to literally come up with these
Think.
conjure these
Yeah,
rhythms, these words had to come from my head, not from me putting a couple of words into a computer saying I need this.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
a lot of y'all, even folk my age now have got lazy. A
Yeah,
lot of y'all try to make it seem like these are your words. These ain't your words. You done put in chat GT, and you over here trying to be an old podcast
exactly.
talking big words when it ain't your words. It's
Exactly.
chat GPT.
Exactly. And it's so crazy because it's dumbing people down so much. It's just, yeah, it's like fast food. It's just another way to destroy us. And it's crazy because you'll see people when they put stuff in Chat GPT and use AI and all that stuff, they sound like geniuses. But when you talk to them, they damn dumb as a doornail. So I'm like, I know it's not possible for you to write that way. So I'm
That part.
thankful. Yes, I'm thankful for a good education. I'm thankful my mom instilled the importance of education and my daddy, and that I have the ability, even if I sound retarded and messed up when I'm talking, I still can write my ass off. You know what I'm
That part.
saying? So
That part.
it's the difference. So it's so important for us to even teach our kids, don't get caught up using Chat GPT and all these old AI apps and stuff like that, because you're diminishing the quality and quantity of your brain,
Of your
and your
own
brain
self
cells.
creativity. Okay.
Yes.
So y'all can I'm gonna read some of the rant, but you can read it in your entirety. And listen, I had to get this off my chest. Not to be pointing fingers at folk, but to point fingers at
Yeah.
myself. So a part of my rant was I said, I am disappointed. I am very disappointed on how us black and brown folks talk about unity, but we rarely practice it.
Yeah.
We always talking about we need to come together, stick together, work together, be together, but we really don't do that.
Hmm.
Also, I put in there a part where I said we scream and we do to the high heels about black excellence while quietly competing against each other. We say we need to do better. I say it all the time. That's one of my catchphrases. But
Hmm.
we spend our energy tearing the very people that look like us, black and brown folks, down every day, especially here on social media,
Hmm. Hmm.
where real conversation, listen to what I said, where real conversation turns into viral spectacles and trauma becomes entertainment.
Mm.
I literally last night, because a person is asking me to help produce a reality show, which I am debating on doing. And if
Hmm.
I do it, it's going to be for financial reasons. It's not
That's
going to be
right.
for intellect reasons. It's not going to be because I think this is needed. But I spent time with this person who works for Zeus,
Hmm.
looking at the last content that they did, and Zeus is the network with the baddies.
Hmm. Yeah.
And when he showed me the financial numbers, I was like, oh my God.
Mm.
I'm
Hmm.
like, so are we so infatuated with really the ratchet lifestyle that we done showed folks that you can get rich being ratchet?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's been going on since the dawn of time. I mean, when you think about it, Joe, I mean, even prostitution, obviously that's ratchet. That was that what they say, that's the first career, out there. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, these sisters, like sisters, I mean, and brothers, but sisters especially, we just, think that it's okay and just love that ratchet culture. And then people on the outside love to just watch that entertainment, whether they're ratchet or they're not ratchet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, like we talk about, you got to watch your ear gates, your eye gates, and all of that stuff, because when we're taking in this ratchet culture, before you know it, you're in your own marriage or in your own relationship or dealing with people in a certain way according to how they deal with people, and it's not the right way to do it. They're dealing with people sometimes out of trauma. They're
Right.
having trauma responses, and in those trauma responses, it's not always the most thoughtful and most excellent way to go about it. And it's crazy, Joe, because not only do we deal with certain stuff here, or when you look at certain areas here, whether it's Newark, New Jersey, or Lafayette, Louisiana, if you go to parts of Africa, if you go to parts of
Right.
London, if you go
It's all over the
anywhere around the
world.
world,
All over the world.
exactly, and it's still our people,
Mm.
still our people.
So black and brown folks, remember this. Dr. Martin Luther King, who was assassinated in my hometown of Memphis,
Mm,
Tennessee, to be exact, about 5 blocks from where I was found. Dr.
mm,
King said we must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools.
that's right.
We got to stop being foolish and get wise and understanding that, first of all, at the end of my rant, I said something that I feel was downloaded straight from Most High to tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We are the standard.
Yeah,
We're his chosen people. We are the standard. We're his chosen people.
that's right.
And we need to start acting like that, because from the White House to the outhouse, from the schoolhouse to the church, you need to start in your house.
That's right.
Know thyself.
And Joe, the crazy part is, why is it that when we say that we are the chosen people, many of our people cringe, like we're not the chosen people, but yet when other people say they the chosen people, their chin is up, their shoulders are back, we're the chosen people, and they are okay with it, and they not. We
Uh,
are.
I'm not, listen, I'm good. And I'm going to be very honest, Jax. I have a little different philosophy. I agree with what you just said,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who says that they the chosen people,
Mm-hmm.
but we got to start saying it, and we got to start standing on it,
That's right.
because they can say what they want to say. I'm good with that. Say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But the question is, why ain't we saying it?
Exactly.
See, I have to understand, because somewhere along the line, y'all have been fed this tomfoolery. Y'all have
Mm-hmm.
ate it and y'all believe it. If we are all, okay, once again, if this word, and I ain't talking religion, let's talk word.
Okay.
If this word is the truth,
That's right.
that means we all are descendants of Adam and Eve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If we are all descendants of Adam and Eve, then we are the chosen people. I rest my case. If I go back and my bloodline started from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Mm-hmm.
beginning was the ones that God said himself, he breathed life into and said, these are my creation, which
That's
I am
right.
proud thereof. Oh man, we got to start talking different and walking different. Here's why. Here's what's at stake. Go back and read the post yourself, because I put some stats in there. Since folks say, oh, Joe just talking, Joe just running his mouth. Joe tried to get click, like, and share. Man, I give less than a damn about click, like, and share.
That's right.
I do care a lot about the truth. Why? Because for too long, I have sit in the dark and was in
Yeah.
dark. For too long, nobody came and told me, young man, if you would do it like this and do it toward the excellence of God,
Yeah.
not for the people, but do what God told you to do,
Mm-hmm.
God will bless you and reward you.
Yeah.
I put some things in here y'all really need to understand. First of all, I put a quote in here from Malcolm X for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm X said listen to what I'm about to say. The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman. Now, here's what I said after I wrote all that. I said, but instead of us healing that,
Mm-hmm.
Black men and women, and hold it, because it didn't just say that these women are being abused by men. Women are being abused by fellow Black women.
Oh, absolutely.
So instead of us Black men and Black women healing this neglect, this abuse, this unappreciated state,
Yeah.
we perpetuate it and double down even more.
Sure enough.
We got to stop that.
Yeah, yeah.
I literally last night had tears falling from my face because I said, if some of the stuff I've done was done to my mama, what would I have done?
That's right. That's right.
And we got to start asking ourselves that. If this
Mm-hmm.
was done to your daughter or your mama, what would you do? And I promise you, most of you would go and put on war paint and be happy to sit in somebody's jail cell for the rest of your life. So
Yeah.
if that's how you feel about folks doing it to your mama, your daughter, or some woman you love, stop doing it to women like that yourself.
That's right. That's right. And as women, we got to stop doing it to ourselves as well.
Right.
Because quite often we don't feel like we're worthy. We don't feel like we're enough. We don't feel like we deserve better. So we just kind of sit in a pot of complacency and don't really want to move forward, scared to put one foot in front of the other. And then we just placate to the narrative of the angry black woman, or the narrative of the whorish, black woman, when it's whores in every color.
Hold on, hold on.
But we have to respect
And
ourselves more.
whorism and being whorish is not just the one gender. There's a
That's
lot of
Yeah.
whorish
Oh,
men out here.
absolutely, for
Hold it.
sure.
There's a lot of whorish white men, black men, all kind of men. So then I came with some statistics because folks always say this, and I work in a business where we say if you take care of the children and the elderly, you'll win every time. So let me give y'all some stats that y'all need to hear. Blacks and Latino students are underperforming at an alarming rate in schools across America. That's your kids and my kids. Black and brown kids. Lower than white students in reading and in math. So if you can't read and you can't add, what in the world are you going to do?
Yeah. Yep.
Hold it. We hold 2%. I want y'all to think about this. Black and brown folks hold 2% of America's wealth, while making up roughly 31% of the population. Think about that. We are literally working our fingers to the bone to make other folks rich, because only 2% of us really hold the wealth. And watch this. Nearly 1 in 3 black men will be incarcerated at some point in their life if current trends continue. I want you to put 3 fingers up and understand. Look at 3 black men today and understand, if the trends keep going the way it's going, one of them is going to be in jail.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And another issue, Joe, and a lot of people aren't familiar with it or don't realize it. There's something called an adventure gap. It's a racial and economic gap, but it's called an adventure gap, right? So there are a lot of our people who do not do anything adventurous, right? We're afraid, we're kind of bottled up with fear. So we don't go camping, we don't go hiking, we don't go, and explore and try different things. We like to obtain things, materialistic things many times, but we don't like to have experiences in certain ways. We'll do little dances, but we're not going to get out on the range or get out anywhere else to try something different. Now, the data shows that about 70% of Caucasian people, they understand that gap, right? And so they get involved in the hiking, in the nature, in the connecting with the earth, where the earth, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's our space, right? That's I mean, anybody can use the earth, obviously, but we are indigenously so connected in a different way to nature and to the earth, but yet we never utilize the earth like it was intended for us to utilize it. So we have to close that gap and stop being so fearful. We cannot continue to be a people of fear. We have to get out and try new things. And it's not wrong with trying something new, but something positive and new.
I mean, at the end of the day, and stop doing this, because I sit in certain groups of folks, and the first thing they bring up is the oppressor and the colonizer. I can't hear that no more. I can't hear that no more. They exist. They have existed for a long time, but they are not destroying us anymore. They're not. We're doing too well of a job doing that ourselves. We're too busy talking about ourselves. We're too busy dragging ourselves through the mud. We're too busy there's no real unity.
It's not.
We are literally, listen, I have not seen envy, jealousy, and hate at such an all-time high amongst black and brown folks as I have as of late. Do y'all not understand they dropping bombs
Yeah.
across the pond?
Yep.
They dropping bombs.
Yeah.
And don't think for one moment. And that's the problem. In the comfort zone of us being in these digital spaces and places like we are right now, we don't ever think that those bombs will be dropped here.
Absolutely.
See,
That's
we
right.
found that out in September 11th, some years back. The same chaos that has been unleashed in other places can be unleashed here.
That's right. And guess what, Joe? This is what Brother Aton talks about. This is what I've talked about from day one. This is why we need to be prepared. And I bring up that adventure gap because guess what? When them bombs is dropped here and something jumps off, if we have to go and leave the inner cities, especially, and go out into the woods to survive because your city is burning the hell up, but at least you might have a vehicle where you can drive up to the mountain somewhere to escape it, you wouldn't know the first thing about survival or how to do it. And I'm gonna give you an example. My husband and I take kids, kids and adults camping and hiking, backpacking, canoeing all the time, right? So, and it's part of what we just enjoy doing, but it's also part of our business. So whenever we put it out there to different schools for our people, guess what? Damn near zero black kids will sign up. But yet they want to complain that the quote unquote immigrants, the Hispanic people, they'll sign their kids up, and their
Right.
kids will go and have these amazing experiences. But as black folk, I ain't sending my kid camping. I don't, this is what they say. I don't like the woods. So because you don't like the woods, you're going to make sure your kids are just as ignorant and don't like the woods either.
Right.
Now I understand if you have some sort of trauma behind it, something happened to you and you're fearful of the woods or whatever, but we cannot keep putting this trauma onto our children and making it a generational thing. Because when ish hits the fan, we're going to have to, dip out, even if you got to be in the woods for a day, 2 days, 3 days until the nuclear whatever clears up in your town. We got to do what we got to do, but we're not ready and we don't talk about it.
And there's an old saying, and you hear it said, and it's very cliche, as they say, you better stay ready, then you ain't got to get ready.
That's right.
This is very serious, what I'm about to say right now, and I want y'all to really think about this, because we're going to talk about this. And it comes down to the click, like, and share. And it comes down to me sometimes laughingly as I look at sometimes the numbers on these podcasts. I see the numbers up front, but I also see the numbers in the back. So guess what? I appreciate those who click in and say good morning.
Yeah.
Guess what? I got nothing but love for you. I appreciate the 45 folks right now that are in the background who haven't clicked in because they think by them clicking in, all of a sudden they have made me one penny that they don't feel like I deserve. Thank y'all too.
That's right. Thank you very much. So big up to Willie Pickens checking in. Big up to Jervis Williams. Big up to Jewel, my girl. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you.
Yeah.
We see you and we support you. And those in the back, we see y'all too.
Hey, watch this, that part. Because let me tell y'all something. Support does not cost a dime. However, the lack of support is costing black and brown folks everything. I want y'all to really hear that. And it has nothing to do with social media, because y'all got people out there bragging and boasting about how much money they're making on social media. And guess what? We all are making some type of currency on these social media platforms. Guess what? Y'all got to stop being in this mind frame that I don't want a person to have a bigger house, a bigger car, more money, dress better, or do better than me. What's up, Pernell? How you doing, my brother?
What's up, brother?
So, we got to get out of that mindset. That mindset is driving our people straight to hell. Before we go to a spiritual hell, we're literally living in a physical hell because of jealousy, envy, and straight up hatred for seeing folks win. I want to see everybody win.
Amen.
I don't care if you drive a bigger car than me. I don't care if you live in a bigger house than me. I don't care if you have better items than me. I am content with what I have, but I am not at the point that I have so much jealousy and envy that I don't want to see you win.
Yeah.
And listen, family, I want to say it again. Support to the 45 folks that are in the background that just jumped up now to 57. Who don't want to click in and say hello, good morning. That's fine. But do you not understand you not supporting us? Are you not thinking because y'all think there's some algorithm that's going to show? And let's just be truthful. Some of you back there, and unfortunately, I do have programs that I can literally tell you who's back there.
Mhm.
So, now y'all gonna probably see. Watch that. I just said that, and the numbers were
It
down by
dropped.
15. Oh yeah,
Yep.
they jumped off.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's too late. Because listen, I've been having this since the podcast began.
That's
And
right.
here's what I want to tell y'all: all that spying, all that looking, all that keying. Let me tell you something. It ain't doing nothing to Joe Jackson or anybody else on here. Your mental health needs work. I'm
Yeah.
good. I wake up every morning and I do what thus saith the Lord. Regardless
Mhm.
if there's one person on here, regardless if there's 1 million people on here, regardless if there's one dime I get from this, or regardless if I get any money from this. Because just like Noah, God told me to do something.
That's right.
And I'm gonna do it. Because when the rain falls, don't come, cause I'm gonna say, hey, I'm just like Noah.
Yeah, that's right.
What's he doing? Every morning he waking up doing the podcast. Ain't nobody listening to the podcast. Okay.
That's right.
Just like Noah. Hey, bruh, you still drinking? Yep. What you
Yep.
doing? Building an ark.
Yeah,
Why? It
yeah.
ain't rained in weeks, months, years, decades. God told me to do it because he said when it started raining, it's gonna go down. Oh, okay, you look dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what? When the rain started falling, everybody who said he looked dumb, they were dead.
Yep. Joe, you know what? I love that because you know what? That goes back to obedience, right? It goes back to obedience to the Most High. And when we are obedient to the Most High, God told Noah use a certain type of wood. Noah used that type of wood, gopher wood, right? Eventually, Noah was blessed, and it made me think yesterday. So I haven't been able to locate my driver's license for a couple of weeks, right? So mainly I've been having my daughter, drive around, right?
Mhm.
So as yesterday I'm like, you know what? Let me look for my license. So something, my mind was telling me, no, it's not right here. Now, mind you, I've looked through pocketbooks 1,000 times, briefcases, backpacks, under car seats. I've looked everywhere, could not find my license. And at one point, I had like maybe 4 jean jackets all folded up, stacked up, right?
Mhm.
And something said, because I looked through the first couple of them, and something said, you don't hardly ever wear the one at the bottom, so don't even look at that, right? That was my flesh was telling me. But my spirit said, look at that last jean jacket. And so I moved the other stuff. As soon as I put my hand in that last jean jacket, that's where my license was, right? So for me, I said, wow. I said, I was obedient because the Most High was saying, Jax, keep looking, look here. But I didn't want to listen at first. My mind was like, nah, it's not there. And that's how life works many times. We're just like, oh, nah, that's not, going to happen. Or no, I don't need this. But we go against the Holy Spirit. And whenever we go against the Holy Spirit, we pay the price in the end. So I was glad I was obedient. So that makes me think about Noah, his obedience to the Most High.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell y'all. Jackson and I talked about this. We decided to do something different for a
Mhm.
lot of reasons. Mainly for my own mental health. I'll be honest with you, because what I was doing before I started doing this was not conducive to my own good mental health.
Mhm.
So Jackson and I was having a conversation, and I said this to Jackson. I'm big on this, the word.
Yeah.
Now I want y'all to catch this because I done had some church folks come at me lately. And guess what? I consider myself a church folk too. But here's what I want to say to these church folks as we get ready for sports and my man Elijah getting in the green room. I want to say this, and we're going to go into sports. I'm big on word. I'm not big on religion. I could care less
That's
if you
right.
Church of Christ, Baptist, Catholic, whatever. If you walking and abiding by the word, you my people.
That's right.
I mean, period. I don't care if you Black Israelite. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care what title you title yourself. If you standing on this word, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of your title, regardless of how big the edifice you go and worship in is,
That's right.
regardless of what clothes you wear, baby, you could be out there with sackcloth on. If you walking in the word, me and you good.
Yeah.
You could be in a mansion with
Mm-hmm.
millions of dollars. If you walking in the word, we good.
That's right.
Because to me, right now, the word is Trump. It is, and when I say Trump, not as in Donald, as in spades, the big
Mm-hmm.
Trump, the big Joker, the top card, the
Uh-huh.
word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess what? Long as you walk in the word, see, that's the point. I done took really the
The
shingles
veil.
off my eyes.
Uh-huh.
I
Mm-hmm.
could care less what you got.
That's
If
right.
you good, if you in the word and you walking by the word, we good.
That's right.
Regardless if you
Mhm.
rich or if you poor, because the word gonna make you rich in the spirit. I need rich spiritual. I need multi-millionaire spiritual folks around me.
I'm telling you, and it makes such a difference, Joe, when you hang around people that are just always complaining and just, bitter and,
Use your face. Use my word. Come on.
cantankerous. Right? When people are like that, it will just suck the life out of you and pull you down. So you definitely have to try to, surround yourself with people that are more positive. And guess what? If in your little immediate circle you cannot find anybody like that, you got to start shifting that circle. You
Mm.
have to try to find whether it's maybe some community activities you could get involved in. If you're at your job, and at your job every day you're going to lunch with the same people or breakfast with the same people, and you realize like these conversations are not fruitful and it's not edifying, and I don't feel better about myself, I don't feel better about the world, I don't feel better about you by the end of that moment, you know what, I'm hanging around with the wrong people, because I should never be around somebody. And granted, if you're around somebody and you feel a little bad about yourself for a minute, sometimes that's okay, because guess what? They might have the ability to say, let me check you because what you did was wrong. And we
Right.
have to be able to sit in that and be okay being checked.
Hey, take constructive criticism and understand. Don't be bitter. Get better.
That's
Man,
right.
my green room is popping. So let me start it off like
What
this.
we
Hold
got?
on, Elijah. Hold on. My green room is popping. First, popping in my green room. I didn't think she was going to make it today. And I don't ask questions because I love y'all. Listen, unlike some folks who come on here and talk about my team, I don't have a team. I have wonderful people I am associated with. And we come together with like-mindedness to give you information that we believe will inspire, elevate, and inform. I don't have a team, but I have great people I work with, like Jax, and
Amen.
like this person right here, the CEO of Pimpin' Positive. See, you see her.
Woo!
I almost did Dan. I was like, Peter, Piper, Picker, hey.
Oh.
What you doing, baby?
Woo! Hey.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
That's
What's
right.
happening? What's happening?
Running late, but I'm here.
And you know what,
Girl,
Joe? It's early
right,
as hell. People don't realize that. Like, I know we got Antonio Cope out in Miami. It is
right.
6:40 a.m. where you guys are. 7:40, where I'm
It's
at. So mean
7:40
that's
in Miami. It's 7 because he's on the
yeah,
same. He's on the same. But
yeah, he's on the
look,
same as me.
watch
Exactly,
this. That
7:40 in
means
Miami.
it means it's 4:40. It's 4:40 in California right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Elijah, what's happening? It is the man himself, Elijah, in the building.
What's going on? Good morning. Good morning.
Good
What
morning, man.
up?
What's
Man,
happening
yeah,
in sports? Give me something brief and quick. What's going
just
on in
got
the
me
sports
something
world?
real quick. The NBA draft is coming up. OKC has, they have been loaded on picks forever, especially after the Kawhi Leonard trade and
Mhm.
Paul George trade. And now, what do they need, right? They had the MVP of the league. They had role players around. Jalen Williams is a great star around SGA. What do they need? And this is why I said earlier, when a couple of days ago, when I said they have a chance to be a dynasty. You have 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick, and they're willing to trade all 3 of them to get back in the top 10. In the
Mm.
top 10, what do you need? So for them to be aggressive just like that's why I said they have a chance to be a dynasty, something that we could watch for a long time and say, you know what, maybe this team can come back and win another one, and maybe win
So
another one after that.
Elijah, what do they need? A big man? Do they need a Shakish type person?
And that's the
What do they?
thing. So why don't they package those deals and go get Giannis? Why don't they package that deal and go get I don't know, another big man, another shooter, another 3-and-D kind of guy? I don't know. OKC, this is why I like organizations like that. Just because you won a championship, next year isn't the same as last year.
Mm.
You have to continue to elevate every single time. And that's what I really like about that organization. They're looking to elevate. They're not looking to stay stagnant. They're not looking to be like, let's celebrate on this championship for 20 years. No, they celebrate championship now. Parades, the city's going crazy. But next year we want to do this again. And how do you do that? You make sure that your last year wasn't your best year. You want to make sure that next year is your great year. So
That's what I'm
what I
talking
like.
about. Because today's prices ain't tomorrow's prices.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
right.
telling you, today's prices ain't tomorrow's prices. LSU, Baton Rouge, they're having a big celebration today. Alex Box Stadium celebrating the now current 2025 College World Series champions, LSU Tigers.
Hey man, can't say nothing bad about them. I think they have, like, winning 2 championships in 4 years is a lot.
Big. That's
a
big.
lot.
Wow.
And that tells you a lot about Jay Johnson and the program that he's building over there, the transfer portal that he's grabbing from, the kids that he's recruiting, that's local talent and from other states. That tells you that Jay Johnson has a great chance of doing something out there with Baton Rouge and probably going for their 9th next year. So they're going to be a team to beat for a long time.
Yeah, that part. And once again, I ain't trying to be like Cat Williams, but if they had got beaten by some Chanticleers, and most folks, I had, sometimes that is the good thing about AI and Alexa and all that, because you be like, Alexa, what is a Chanticleer? And all of a sudden, when they tell you what a Chanticleer is, I'm like, bruh, y'all can't get beat by Froghorn Leghorn and call yourself a tiger. You just can't. Okay, Elijah, I know you got your podcast. I know that you got a lot going on. Tell us about the podcast. You solo bolo. Come on, man. Tell us about how to get with you. If they need you, you are missing. Listen, when you own ESPN, and it's coming. Remember, I said it first. Tell them about the podcast. Rock with me, man. Go.
Man, the podcast is still going on. We still have some things dropping this week. Fitz Take. I'm looking at that comment too. Before I even get to that comment, you got the Fitz Take on YouTube, any type of Apple Music, Spotify. You can go ahead and listen to the Miami Dolphins. Listen, man, I like you. I like you, but I don't see a championship coming from there. If you really want to do me a favor as a Dolphin fan, trade us Jalen Ramsey. Or the Rams, we need him. So if you really wanted to go ahead and do something for us, trade us Jalen Ramsey, because we need him. But the Clarissa Shields thing, she is a great athlete. We addressed that earlier. But I think Clarissa Shields is a great athlete. I think Miami. I think they need a WNBA team, honestly. I think they'll be one of the teams that will have a WNBA team and do something here, honestly. So,
can I still try out, Elijah, or am I too old now?
No. If you can do a left hand layup and a right hand layup, you're all right. You know what I'm saying? You good.
Okay. I'm going to the tryouts. All right.
My man, Elijah Nixon, you going to catch him tomorrow. Be exact, me and Elijah, I'm going to talk to Elijah. Since everybody is really, Elijah, I got people inboxing me saying, man, me and you need to do a 30-minute quickie hit every other day about something with sports. So me and you going to talk about that. Maybe we'll do a 30-minute quickie hit, find the time and just come on and say, look, here's 30 minutes of good sports for y'all. Keep it locked in. We'll talk about it. That part. My man, Elijah Nixon, doing sports. Y'all give it up for him one time. You see her. She in the building. She back. She ready. It's Alethea Crimmins. What's going on, Alethea?
Nothing. I had something to take care of. I thought that it would have took longer, but it didn't. So I'm just like, okay, let me hop on. Whew.
She better not be over there being fresh early in the morning, girl.
Hit him with the
Jets,
Oompa Loompa.
mind your business.
She hit him with the Oompa Loompa. The Oompa Loompa.
It was like
it is.
It's
14 minutes to the top of the hour. Listen, Alethea and I will be in, not this weekend, but next weekend, we'll be in New Orleans for the Essence Music Festival of Culture. Now, let me make y'all laugh about stuff. Let me show you how the devil will mess with you. Today's prices ain't tomorrow's prices.
That's right.
I was celebrating some things, and then I got an email yesterday that really took me from 0 to 100 quietly. But then I realized something. God knows exactly what he's doing, because before this email came, some things were already put in place that God was moving things that I didn't even notice. Because one of my friends called me and said, hey, man, I've got to do this on Saturday. Am I good? I said, yeah, you're good. Of course. Because at the end of the day, I don't stop nobody money. No. I'm out here trying to get mine. I damn sure ain't going to stop yours for no reason. That's why I tell folks, this ain't my team. These are great associates of mine that we come together with like-mindedness to come on here and give y'all information that will elevate and inform you. I encourage you to follow Jax and all the stuff she's doing in Newark. I encourage you to follow Alethea and her podcast and all that she does in her digital paper and everything she does, because Alethea is out there doing great things. I use this vehicle to encourage you to follow these great people that I am associated with. They don't work for me. I don't work for them. We
Yeah.
roll together.
That's right. And you know, Joe,
Message.
it's funny. Speaking of that, I know I have to get better with content. I hate putting content out there, right? Not that I hate it, but I just am so focused on so many other things. And I thought about it the other day. I was like, damn, some of the dopest things that I do, I don't even post or share. I'll share like random stuff here and there, or I might look back at my Instagram, which if anybody wants to follow me on Instagram, at Skills for the Soul, SKILLSFOR Skills for the Soul. So, but even on that page, I'm like, dang, I don't hardly ever post, and I know I need to get better with my content, putting it out there. I ain't a queen with it, like Sister Alethea, because she be putting it out there. She is.
And
she
that.
is it.
Wait a minute. And this is not for the faint. See, some folks don't understand.
Yep.
Alethea didn't start doing this last night.
Yeah.
See, folk won't see. Once again, let me say this again, y'all. The rant I posted on my page yesterday that got folks in my inbox on my phone talking about you okay? No, I had to get it off my chest. We faking the funk too much amongst ourselves. I had to look my good self in the mirror and say, Joe, are you faking the funk too? You keep on talking unity, but are you really concerned about unity? Because guess what unity will do? Unity will make you work with a person you do not like, help an enemy, because you see the greater good for the community.
Yeah.
See, some of y'all ain't about unity, because here's the thing. Y'all could be working with people that can make the whole community better, but you won't do that because you know that person is better than you, can outshine you, does better work than you, and you want all the credit for you. You ain't concerned about the community. You concerned about yourself. You want your ass to be on TV with cameras in front of you and you talking about what you did for the community. You ain't did a damn thing for the community.
That's right.
All you did was position yourself in a position that you are the person who can promote it. Yes. But guess what? Get every moving part you can to make it better for everybody, even if some of the moving parts are people that you don't deal with.
That's right.
Because,
you know what, Joe?
Go ahead.
I love what David Banner said. It's been, I mean, he said it a while ago, but it's been resurfacing and floating around a lot now. How he was saying how he won't do business with somebody that cheats on their wife, right?
Yeah.
Because if you cheat on your wife and sneaky and lying to her, you definitely gonna do the same thing to me. You know, and I love that, because he's like, you know what? It's all about character.
And that's some real talk. And then once again, here's the crazy thing about it. In this point fingers at, really, that's kind of hypocritical, all kind of stuff. Folks will see, you got to know that what you standing on is real business that the Most High told you to stand on. Because if not, folks will come after you, especially David. David went to school at Southern University. A lot of folks don't know. David Banner is a graduate of the Southern University.
Wow, okay.
And guess what? There are folk that went to Southern with David that can say, boy, you talking a good game now, because you sure the hell didn't talk that game back then.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? He could have, like, I don't even know if he has a wife, right? But somebody could have cheated. Okay, so somebody could be married and have cheated on their wife or husband or whatever to a certain point, and have an epiphany, a revelation, say, you know what? I was wrong. I can't keep living my life that way. And now that they no longer do that, they might not ever do that again in their life, but they still have a right to say, no, I know what I was about, so I am not going to do it no more like that. Yes. Because I know I couldn't trust myself.
Jax, listen to what I'm about to say. And this is deep. 9 minutes toward the beginning of the hour. And since Alethea came on, we might go a little bit over if y'all want to.
She tired.
And if not, we good. But here's what y'all really need to catch from all of this. Stop looking at the messenger and start taking heed to the message. Guess what? Just because the messenger may be flawed, just because the messenger may have did what they're telling you not to do, doesn't mean you don't heed the wisdom that came out their mouth that says you need to stop this, because if you don't stop this, you can't be healthy and whole. A healthy you, spiritually and mentally, along with physically, is a better you. And if a bum tells you something that can make your life better, take heed to the words. And stop looking at where the words came from.
That's right. You know, it's funny, Joe. I had a situation recently. I ain't gonna put it on blast, but somebody that I love dearly that birthed me, right? So what we were having a conversation. We were having a conversation,
Okay.
and I think maybe my mother-in-law was there or whatever. And because
I ain't
I
gonna say no names, but
yeah, yeah. So like I don't eat pork anymore. Like I just go by scripture. You know what I'm saying? So I don't eat pork, I don't eat shellfish, I don't eat any of that stuff, scavengers and stuff. And so this woman that I'm speaking of, she was saying to another lady, I don't know why she don't eat that no more. She used to tear up some pork chops and she used to eat this, but guess what? I don't anymore. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a pork chop. I was probably a damn like a teenager or whatever, but I cut that out of my life. So people have to let people go and say, you know what? I used to be this way, or I used to do
Yep.
that, but now I'm elevating higher, and I understand scripturally. I understand from a health standpoint why it's not good for me to do X, Y, Z. So I no longer do it. But you still have some of those naysayers that say, well, you used to do it. So the hell, what if I used to do it? You've gotten better. You know what I'm saying? Like some people can say, I used to get high, but I've been sober for 50 years. For instance,
Right.
but
you know what I mean?
what I used to do taught me what not to do.
Exactly.
Say that again.
Like-
Say that again, Alethea. Say that for the folk in the
Yep.
back. They didn't hear you.
What I used to do taught me what not to do.
Yeah.
So now I know better.
Yeah.
And when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Most
right.
folks. Most
Yep.
folks. Hold it. Most
Most
folks. So watch this. And once again, some of y'all, let's just be real. You got to watch the company you keep.
Mhm.
I brought that up yesterday. You'll mess around and totally have a diamond in your presence. But because you can't recognize that that person is a diamond and you too busy trying to run with the herd. Sometimes running with the herd ain't the right thing. The running with all the herd will get you Pied Piper into the river and drown.
And caught up.
Yeah. Straight up.
Sometimes you just got to realize this, and I say it again. I say it again because somebody got to hear this. Today's theme is serious.
Mhm.
Support doesn't cost a dime. So everybody getting, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Everybody get, okay, that's all right.
She going to work.
I ain't mad at you. Hey, everybody's supposed to get some early morning loving. I ain't mad at you. Support doesn't cost a dime. But in Black and brown communities, the lack of it is costing us everything.
That's right. That's right. And you know what?
Listen,
go ahead.
Y'all know how many emails I get from people asking me to be guests on my podcast. I have to vet them first because I just don't want anybody because at the end of the day, that is a representation of me. So they're gonna be like, well, I thought that she was a positive person, but yet she got this person on a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? No, like I have to make sure because what you're not gonna do, because you don't know where everybody's spirit is, and you just can't take any and everybody into your circle because you don't know that you may just want to be around me just to bring me down.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right. And you are so right. And I love that. And it makes me think about what we're talking about Proverbs 4:7, which says wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get some understanding. Right? Get some understanding. And I think that's the part that we fall short of. You know, knowledge is like we could get all the knowledge in the world, right? But wisdom is showing that you're actually applying that knowledge. So the Most High is telling us, get wisdom, but guess what? Get some understanding at the same time. Because you can front like you're wise, but you're really not.
And then God knows whenever you are ready. And while we talking about this, because sometimes you may want something and think that you are ready, but mentally and spiritually you are not. And this is how I know this to be true. I have been knowing Joe. Joe has been knowing me for years, and this is me. This is something that I know about me. Like I'm putting myself on blast. Joe has been knowing me. I have been knowing Joe for years.
Wow.
Joe, if Joe would have asked me to do what he is asking me to do now, 9.9 times out of 10, I would have fucked it up. Why? because mentally I was not ready to handle this. I was not ready to be in this position that I am in right now because I was still growing through some things.
That's right.
I was still healing through some things, and I would not have been able to represent Joe in that way.
That's right. That's right.
I had to be ready. I had to prepare myself and put myself in a position to be where I am right now. Now, Joe, as long as Joe has known me, something in Joe's spirit was like, okay, you know what? Now right. I see a different side of her. Now I see what she's doing now. Now I see.
Alethea. Wow. A lot of folks don't even see the mantle that's being transferred. There's a reason. I had a good friend of mine, call me and say, hey, who. I saw who's coming to Essence with you. What's going on? I simply told that person, and he caught it. I said, there is a transferring of the mantle. And he was like, he kind of paused. I said, dude, we good? And I'll give you everything I got, but I can't give you the mantle. I said, because the mantle wasn't given to me by man. It was given to me by God. And I had to hear in God's spirit transfer the mantle this way. And I questioned God. I said, oh, God, I got a list of why. God said, the why ain't important because it ain't for you.
That's right.
It's for my glory. I got something coming down the pipe that mantle has to be transferred the way I tell you to transfer it, because my people, and all of y'all my people, but I have a selected chosen folk that need that mantle transferred the way I tell you to transfer it, to whom I tell you to transfer it, so that my will will be done, not yours.
That's right. That's right.
And I was asking why. I was like, well, why in the hell Joe want me to? What?
Wow. But you know, right. Alethea, I love the fact that you said I would have effed it up, right?
Yeah.
Because many times we're not humble enough or true enough with ourselves to say, you know what, I would have messed it up. And many times we're in the position that we're in, not because of your boss or because the guy at your job that snitched on you. No, he wouldn't have had nothing to snitch if you ain't steal that damn stuff out the storage closet. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take accountability and responsibility for our actions and realize, guess what?
Yeah.
We're in the position we're in 9 times out of 10 because we put our own black asses right there.
Because listen, if at a certain point in my life, God had to humble me, because if Joe would have asked me 5 years ago, 6 years ago, everything that I was doing was for the glory of Alethea. It was all about me being seen, me just being. I was very attention seeking at that time, and I have grown enough to admit that was who I was. Everything that I am doing now is not for the glory of me, because I didn't give it to myself. God gave it to me. Right. So everything I'm doing right now is because I know that God has put this on my life. So it doesn't matter how it comes out of my mouth. Everything I say is for the glory of God, and it's meant to help other people and not me.
That's right. That's right. Because you know what, Alethea, and I know you know Joe as well, as helpers and people that inspire and encourage other people, don't realize that sometimes we're jacked up on the inside as well. So when we're speaking to lift them up, we are straight up lifting ourselves up. Because I know I was the princess, Don Dada, whatever, of putting out positive stuff. But the positive stuff I was putting out at one point is because that's what I needed. So I'm speaking to myself first before I'm speaking to anybody else. Now, if you get that message while I'm talking to myself, that's good for you.
Jax,
right?
That is exactly how I started off. People think I started doing this to have this. No, what you just said?
You having is the residual.
Accident.
Right, it's the residual.
By accident.
Yeah.
Like I was literally in my car getting ready to go to work to face some people who I knew did not like me. And I was fixing my makeup, and I used my phone because usually I hype myself up because I didn't have nobody else to do it.
Yeah.
So I was gonna be, for me, what nobody else was. So I was literally talking to myself, healing myself. What people don't see is all of this that I have ever done, even now, is you watching me heal in real time. So I never thought that me just healing me and talking to myself and was also ministering to others, and it would have grown into what it is now.
Exactly.
This was nothing I wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just an outward expression of an internal dialogue, but other people are able to get a front seat and learn from that as you are talking to yourself, hyping yourself the hell up, like, yo, sis, like, ain't nobody tell you, you know, like you be on, sis, but really talking to yourself first. And if we all did that, and if we all became our own hype man or hype woman, and we had those internal dialogues within ourselves, you know how much more powerful and how confident and how we would not have ourselves in position of abuse, neglect, you know, drugs, you know, anger, hatred, if we just learn to try to have that conversation. But instead, what happens many times? We lie to ourselves.
That part.
Lie to ourselves.
That part.
I was doing the work. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, and you know, I didn't mean to disturb you, Jax.
It's okay.
About 4 minutes after the hour. We'll probably go until 15 after, if y'all don't mind. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay. The rant I put on last night, Jax was one of the first people to comment on it. And it was a rant not only directed toward my people, but directed toward me. Because the numbers, I lie, you lie. I embellish, you embellish. It is in us. Unfortunately, there's nothing good. The word of God says there's nothing good in this flesh. Numbers never lie. The numbers, y'all out here promoting that you're winning, but the numbers don't say that we winning. So guess what? I need the you to turn into a we, because you winning and us losing ain't a win for all of us. See, that shows you who's really a real community advocate and a person who's for the community, because a real person don't mind. See, I don't mind losing for me if we win. I'm not I'm not Jesus. I ain't trying to die for the community, but I don't mind losing. See, but some of y'all are so greedy. That's the word I got to use. Everything got to be a win. Y'all don't even know how to take a loss. I was watching a social media rant. Listen, I was watching a social media rant about a legal decision made by a judge, a DA, and a group of legal folks. And guess what? A legal decision is just that. It's a legal decision. The legal decision made one person lose and another person win legally. Doesn't mean morally they were right or wrong. It meant legally, by the law, you lost and this other person won. The loser was on there talking about, it ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. Yeah, it's over. You lost.
That's right.
You can't go back if you the Indiana Pacers and say, it ain't over. It ain't over. Yeah, it's over until next year, because right now you lost the championship and you can't go back and replay that game. That game over.
That's right.
Accept your losses and understand a legal loss might not be a moral loss.
That's right.
He that laughs last laughs the loudest. Somebody needs to write that down and put my name underneath it, because you're laughing at me now. But he who laughs last laughs the loudest. And guess what? I ain't even trying to laugh, because I put my trust in God. And because I put my trust in God, God got my back. And your arms are too short to box with God.
Sure enough. And Joe, that takes me to my book, right? So I wrote a book, y'all. It's called I Am Bigger and So Are You, Skills for the Soul. You can get it on Amazon. So there's a page and it says, a loss is simply a chance to learn, right? Seek knowledge and continue to yearn, right? And it says, have a powerful desire to evolve, learn, and grow, right? Look, this book is jacked up because it got rained on. But anyway, so yeah, a loss is simply a chance to learn. So we have to remember that in our losses, what am I supposed to learn out of it? You can't just give up, throw in a towel and say forget about it and get depressed and, oh, I'll never make it, or I'll never do this and I'll never do that. No, it's a chance to learn. So seek knowledge and continue to yearn. We always got to yearn for more knowledge, because if not, you might as well stop existing. So seek knowledge. Seek knowledge, y'all. Yeah.
All right, family. 8 minutes after. Alethea, I'm glad you made it. I didn't think you were going to make it, but I'm glad you made it.
I'm here.
Mhm.
So, family, what we're going to do is we're going to get some
Mind your
closing remarks.
business, Jack.
We're
My
going to let
mind is my
Alethea.
business.
We're going to let Alethea start us off with the closing words. Alethea, my dear, give us some closing words as we get up out of here.
All I have to say is make your today better than your yesterday. You have the power to create the reality that you want. Do not let anybody stop that. The only person that can ruin your day is you. So go out there and do what? Have a good day on purpose. You're welcome.
That part, Sister Jax.
That's right, little Miss Smiley. I love it. So today, y'all, just be amazing. Just do something different. Do something different it could have been something that you've always wanted to do, but you never did it. It could be something as simple as taking care of something in your home. Whatever you have is yours. Be blessed. Take care of it. Honor it. And always follow the Most High. And if you don't have that relationship with the Most High, maybe today might be your day to say, you know what? I want to develop a relationship with the Most High, and just start out with a simple prayer. Start out with, grabbing a book and just, even if it's just reading one scripture, maybe eventually you'll work up to 4 or 5 chapters a day or even more, but at least start out with just one scripture and watch how it can literally change your life. So I love you. If nobody told you today they love you, your girl Jax. Sister Jax, I love you. I love you. I love you. Go out and have a blessed day. Love the life you live and live the life you love. And may your reality surpass your dreams. Peace out. Until next time.
That part. Family, it is Work It Out Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day. On the behalf of Alethea Crimmins, Sister Jax, Sean P., Elijah Nixon, I am Joe Dupree from 100 BLK, the Black Station. And all I do is what I always do and close it out always the same way. Be better today than you were yesterday. Do something today that is a blessing to somebody somewhere, that no matter what you bless them with and how you bless them, there's no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And always remember this, because this is important. There is absolutely no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. We'll be back tomorrow for Turn Up Thursday. Turn down for what? If the Lord say the same. Y'all have a great Wednesday. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Be blessed. We up out of here. Peace.